welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Starfield. My name is Camel. In this video today, I will be showing you how to squeeze all of that mineral juice out of the Vectera mine and its two secret areas at the very start of the game. Resources in Starfield are very important. The game doesn't revolve around them, but you do need them for researching, crafting, outpost building, and many missions. Like this one here where I need 270 europium, or this one where I need 500 copper? 500! I've logged 150 hours in Starfield and I've got 266 copper. Now these big numbers are fine, it just means that resources are more valuable to you in-game than you may initially think. There are also tons and tons of resources in Starfield, so knowing where to get specific ones can be a very big help. So I will be showing you how to get all of the beryllium and cralumite from the Vectera mine, along with the europium and neodymium from the mine's two secret areas that are very easily missed. Now, if this kind of stuff interests you, my other Starfield videos can be found down in the description via the playlist link. Down there, you can also find all of my social media links. Be sure to help me out and check them out after the video. Now, just as a quick tip, you might want to come back down into the mine to do this after you've met Barrett, as you will now have the ability to scan. Scanning just highlights resources for you. Now, right at the start of the game, you won't have access to the scanning feature, which naturally makes this process more difficult. But I will be doing it from a fresh start without the scanner to show you that it can be done, and hopefully for you, can be done with ease after you watch this video. And one final thing, if you do come back to this mine later on in the game, all of the resource nodes will be replenished. I'm not sure what the timer is on this, but I've been back 3 times and I've been able to harvest everything again and again. So keep in mind that if you're ever looking for beryllium, cralumite, europium, or neodymium, you can come back to the Vectera mine. So without further hesitation, let's grav jump straight back into Vectera mine, the very start of the game. Now, we won't go through this in real time, but you start the game, you're in an elevator going down into the mine. That's fine. Once the elevator hits the bottom, we need to follow Supervisor Lin all the way to this yellow box, which has a cutter in it. We need to pick up the cutter. This is what we use to harvest minerals. Hold down the attack button or trigger to shoot out that laser, which when pointed at a resource node will mine that mineral. Now this mine is very dark, so you will want to turn your flashlight on. You can do this by holding down the left bumper on the Xbox controller, or on PC you can hold down the F key to turn your flashlight on. Now if you're on PlayStation, jump cut. Okay, so once we've picked that up and we have our head torch on, Lin will ask us to mine some beryllium in the nearby cavern. Now this is easy because the beryllium nodes are marked with quest markers. In total, there are 5 in here, and again, easily spotted thanks to the quest markers. However, the rest of the stuff in the cave is going to be harder. Once we're done with that, Lin will ask us to follow her down to the digging machine where that yellow light is. We don't want to go down there. Instead, we want to go straight across and down this little pathway to the right. Now, this kind of loops around back to the start right in front of the elevator in which we came down in. But throughout this loop, there are like 12 beryllium nodes, so you want to get those. Some of them are very easy to spot because they're black against the kind of moderately brown rock wall. However, some of them are down near the ground and some of them are up high. So be sure to look around thoroughly, don't rush. If you point your crosshair at a beryllium node, it should come up and say beryllium, so you'll know that you're actually pointing at a node. At the end of the loop, we'll come across this guy mining, which is at the beginning of the pathway we followed Lin down to get the cutter in the first place. So we've gone all the way around in a circle. Also worth noting that around the elevator, there aren't any nodes, just in this little loop. Trust me, I've spent like 3 hours in this cave, so you don't have to. So once you're done with the loop, we want to head back to Supervisor Lin. She will be marked with a quest marker, so very easy to spot. She's next to the mining machine, which has just broken through a mine wall into a mysterious brand new cavern. We want to follow this through where we'll enter this kind of abyssal room with a stone bridge going forward. We need to go up there for the quest. However, before we do that, we want to turn to the left. Down here, we will see this dark crack in the wall. In here, there are several beryllium nodes. 3 are quite easy to spot at kind of eye level. However, on our way out of this little nook, if we turn up and to the left, we will see a little beryllium node sitting there, just waiting to be zapped. Then if we turn to the right about 90 degrees, 80 degrees straight ahead, just above that little pile of rocks, there's another beryllium node on the wall there. So now that we've got those, we want to turn to the right and see the stone bridge. We want to go under it. keep walking straight ahead, like pretty much dead ahead. We will find one more beryllium node against the furthest wall. There it is, that little black dot. Now, once you've mined that, we will get to the first secret area. If we turn all the way around, we can see the stone bridge there, and we need to go up there for the quest. What we want to do is look down here, where we can see a little black cavernous cave looking thing. Around the mouth of this, there is some neodymium deposits. Once you get the two on the outside, you want to hop up and actually slither into this little tiny cave here. There are 5 neodymium nodes in here, one of which is on the ceiling, so be sure to look up and grab that as well. The rest are kind of eye level. Now, it is also worth noting at this point, as we know, we just mined 7 neodymium nodes. The notification came up 4 times, but at the end of it, you can see I do have 7 neodymium in my inventory, despite only getting the notification 4 times. So don't be discouraged by that notification not coming up. You are in fact getting the material. So now we're going to run back up to Supervisor Lynn and Hella, the other miner, and then run up across this stone bridge. Right at the top here, there will be 2 beryllium nodes. On the wall, grab those. And if we make our way up to the mouth of the next little cave, we will find 2 more beryllium nodes here. All throughout this little cave passage, there's a whole bunch of beryllium, so keep an eye out for those. You know how to do that now. But before we head in, if we turn back around facing down the stone bridge towards Supervisor Lynn and Hella and look up to the right, we will see there is another stone bridge up there. This is the second secret area inside the Vectera mine at the start of the game. Now, to get up there, as far as I can figure out, you do need a boost pack, which means you will have to come back later on in the game once you get a boost pack, and a pretty strong one at that. I spent about 30 minutes jumping up all the rock faces because there is a ledge grab mechanic in Starfield. So, you can get to places you may not think you can just by jumping and ledge grabbing, but I was incapable of getting up here. If you're a wizard and somehow managed to get up here, I would love to know how you did it, or even that you just did it. Anyway, you'll see here me using my boost pack to get up to this secret area where we can find 4 europium deposits. Now, europium is an exotic material. You can tell by the 3 golden diamonds next to the name of the material. So this is quite rare, and of course it is good to know where you can find some if you do need some. So now back to the cave for the quest. As I said, there is beryllium all through here. A lot of it is kind of ankle level, so be sure to keep your eyes down. Another good tip is to just turn around 180 degrees. With all the little nooks and crannies, you can easily pass one because you just can't see it, but if you turn around, it's right there in front of you. For example, this one, right next to the opening of the cave. No idea it was there going in the other way, but turn around, easy peasy, all mine. Now, when we enter the end of this cavern, while all the Cralumite in front of us is very tempting, you want to turn to the right where there's actually 4 beryllium nodes hiding right there. So be sure to get all of those. Once you have all the beryllium, we can turn our attention to all of the Cralumite. This is quite a rare mineral, and as far as I have experienced, it's only really related with the main quest line. So you won't be running into this too often, so again, it is a great idea to grab all of this here while you've got it. Now, some of these Cralumite deposits are a bit finicky, as again, you will only mine a mineral if you have the crosshairs over it and the name of it comes up. Sometimes putting the crosshairs over the physical object of a deposit for whatever reason doesn't register with the game as you pointing it at the deposit. So if the name doesn't pop up, you're probably not going to mine it. There is an exception for this, which is if you're about 5 meters, like 15 feet away from it, the name won't pop up, but if you zap it, you'll still mine it. So in my opinion, it's always best to just get close so the name does pop up so you do know that you are actually mining that mineral. And fair warning, the Cralumite does take about twice as long to mine as any other material that I've encountered in the game. So this will take a hot minute, but again, this is a very valuable resource. And as I've said with the rest of the cave and the beryllium, make sure to look everywhere. It's pretty clear and all of the Cralumite is in clusters, so it's pretty easy to spot. Big, sparkly, kind of dark blue, very geometrical, big square mineral deposits. So they're easy to spot. The only sneaky ones are on the ground, these little crack looking dudes, but even then they're pretty easy to spot. And now that I've told you about them, you have no excuse to miss them, all right? In total, I found 22 Cralumite deposits in this little cavern here. So if you leave the cavern with less than 22, it means you've missed some. And if you come out of the mine with more than 22, it means that I've missed some. Once you're done mining the rest of the room, the last thing left is this big column in the middle of the room, which of course you need to zap away the Cralumite to get to the question mark, which is related to the main quest, of course, and is also the way that you get out of the mine. So once you're done, grab the question mark, and you will be zapped through time and space, and it will bring you to the character creation menu, where you can see this is in fact a brand new character who I have called Ron Weasley, after the Harry Potter character whose last name I can't remember. Ron Weaslington, Ronald Weasels. I'm actually drawing a blank. I couldn't remember his name then, and I can't remember it now. Let me know what Ron's last name is. Anyway, once you're done creating your character, as you can see on my fresh character here, I have 40 beryllium, 22 cralumite, and 7 neodymium, which isn't game changing, but you have beat the opening area of the game. You've defeated it, and you can flex on all of your friends. Maybe you want to best your big brother or impress a lady. You can use this technique to show off your mining skills. Now, as mentioned, there is 4 Europium deposits in the cave in that second secret area, but as far as I can tell, you can't get up there without a boost pack, which of course you don't start the game with. But if you do come back and mine it, you will also come out with the extra bonus of 4 Europium, which again isn't game changing, but it is 4 more Europium than everyone else has. Now, very shortly after you exit the mine, you will meet Barret, who will give you the little Chronomark watch there, which will give you this scanning ability, which will make finding all of the nodes in the mine much, much easier. You can just turn around and go straight back in the mine if you want to. And also, if you're worried about it being the very start of the game and you don't want to be weighed down by a bunch of minerals, well, the ship you get right after you speak to Barret, Frontier, has a cargo hold that you can just dump all the minerals in so that you can then go on your merry way to Crete with a very, very light player carry weight, while also having all of the minerals safely stored. So now you know how to fully juice the starting area of the game, the Vectera Mine. And you also know about its 2 secret areas. I really do hope that you found this helpful, and I'd love to know what other secrets you've found in Starfield so far, or just any other advice you have for myself and other players. Starfield is absolutely colossal, but it is also filled with a million tiny details and hidden things, and I'd love to hear about what you find or what you figure out. If you did enjoy this video, please subscribe. Check out my other Starfield videos via the playlist link down in the description. Down there you can also find all of my social media links. Be sure to check all of that out. I've been Camel. I would like to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I'll see you there soon.